Welcome to Who Put This On, episode 12, where we discuss Wake Up Call, season 1, episode 2. And I'm Chris Lorenz, the host, and sitting to my left is
Harrison Hoffman.
Sitting to his left,
Macho Max Randy Savage.
Yep, that seems right.
Sitting to my left,
James Rahal.
Sitting to my right,
Robert Kitts.
Yeah, so this episode, what do you guys think? Rob?
It was good, but it wasn't exactly what I wanted it to be.
So what did you want it to be?
So this show, and I'm going to be the first one to start bringing up the hero as you talk about this show.
It was going to happen.
That was inevitable.
Yeah, so the hero was a reality show hosted by The Rock, which was like a competition. So like they made the contestants do crazy things, and The Rock is saying crazy things while they're doing it, but then they have to do eliminate and stuff like that. And this show was a mix of The Rock saying crazy things, but there's also a lot of like sentimental, feel good, like, oh, this person is doing this great thing. I didn't want that. I just want The Rock doing crazy things and saying crazy things.
Mm-hmm. Fair.
All right. Yeah, I agree with you that this show is not crazy. It's not a crazy reality show.
There were some parts that were a little crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get
That,
there.
I don't think that's the point. Harrison, do you want to go over the description of the show so people have context?
Yes. This is TNTDrama.com description. By the time Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was 23, he had multiple arrests, his family was evicted, and his dreams of being a football player were shattered. He was living at home with no future, no direction, and had $7 in his pocket. That's when he made a choice to challenge himself every day and to turn himself around. The rest is history. And now Rock is returning to his roots to help those who are struggling and to show them that there can be a better way. From dysfunctional homes and deadbeat dads to runaway teens and businesses struggling to survive, The Rock descends into the chaos of everyday problems to pull good people up by their bootstraps, reminding them what hard work, passion, and true discipline can accomplish. Here's the thing that I want to see after this episode. So, The Rock as a motivational fitness guy makes a lot of sense to me. I want to see The Rock as a motivational, like motivating a business owner to turn around his business, like
Sure.
a domain which he has no expertise in. Like I would love to see that.
Yeah. So I think maybe should we give a brief overview of this specific episode and the kind of the context of what this one was about?
Take it away.
Sure. So here's the notes that I have. So Rock basically makes a visit to a high school, Matter High School in South Florida, Hialeah, I believe the city was.
One of America's best.
Hialeah? Yeah?
No,
The
that's
city
the
or the
school's
high school?
motto.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm like, okay. Macho Man Max, was it?
Yeah, no, that's
Macho
actually
Max.
the
Macho
school's
Max.
motto.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, just out of
so-
context. That's all.
So basically, it's about this show focused on a high school head coach, varsity head coach for the football team, Javier. And basically, Javier is classified as morbidly obese, and so that is his personal challenge to deal with. And so basically, Rock shows up, and they do an intervention. There then is a series of physical assessments and physical sort of challenges to help him overcome this. And after that, there's a couple of key people in the show. Jackie, his girlfriend. I think they have a son, it's not his son, but his girlfriend has a kid. And then basically the high school football team is heavily involved. And let's see, the other key piece of information is the way the show is sort of structured. There's kind of like a 2-week period, which they show you kind of showing the challenges and the people that he's working with. And then after that, there's a 6-month pause, and they kind of come back and do like an unveiling to see the progress that he's made.
There's another show with a very similar setup called The Dog Whisperer.
Okay. I thought maybe Biggest Loser was going to come out there, but
no, Cesar Millan comes out to a house, teaches them how to improve their life, and then they come and revisit 6 months later.
Why is it called The Dog Whisperer?
Have you ever heard of a horse whisperer?
Yeah?
It's like that, but for dogs.
But the thing you described didn't have to do with dogs. It had to do with fixing up houses? Is that what you said?
No, fixing up their lives.
Like the dog's life?
No, the owner's life.
Oh, so like
So the dog
the
owners.
relationship between the
Have
owner
you
and the
never
dog.
Seen an episode of the Dog Whisperer?
I have never seen an episode of The Dog Whisperer.
I think Max might have stumbled onto a show we need to do.
Oh
relatively
man,
soon.
Yeah.
Has anybody seen this show?
I've
No.
only seen the South Park episode inspired by that
Yes.
show. I've not seen the actual show. So when he
Fair.
says Dog Whisperer, I know what he's talking about, but I've not seen an episode.
I
of the
thought that
show.
was legitimately about dogs.
It sounds like it is.
No,
It sounds like a person that can speak to dogs.
Well, I don't know about literally.
that's
speaking.
good.
Well, but
I
like
just
can
thought it
understand
was
the dog
about-
whisperer,
Speaks to ghosts.
right?
As someone who has never seen the Dog Whisperer, I'm going to say the point is you have a problem dog. It's the owner that actually needs to learn the
Yeah.
important life lessons.
Wow,
So that's why it's about. That's
real
what Max
mind
is
shift
trying
there.
to say.
All right.
That's exactly right.
I would love to see The Rock tackle that problem.
Oh,
Right. And I think that's where hopefully the show will continue to go, right? Hopefully it won't just be like physical like challenges or like, physical fitness sort of
I mean, it
targets.
won't just be the
Because
biggest
the
loser.
the biggest
all
loser
season.
starring The Rock.
Like, seeing The Rock like outside of his element, I think will be the
Yeah.
good part of it. It's like when that show Shaq Versus was on. Seeing Shaq like swim against Michael Phelps, great episodes, right?
You give that one a solid thumbs up
Oh,
on
yeah.
that one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this episode was very on the nose for The Rock because,
Mm-hmm.
it's a football coach. The Rock used to play football. It's about getting himself more in shape and physical training and stuff, which The Rock obviously knows a lot about. Like, it seemed from the opening that they're going to tackle all kinds of problems,
Right.
Because as The Rock said, lots of people say they have problems. Well, I have a problem with problems.
Do you
Oh,
think
yeah.
he has a writer for these one-liners, or is he just like coming up with these things?
The writer is Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
I mean, just from having read, his Instagram and Twitter and things like that, I think that this is just how he is. Like, I'm not sure how much writing there is going
like
on behind
going
the scenes.
through his mind, he's just like, all right, I gotta come up with the best sentence possible for this situation right now.
And well, here's the thing. He's had a lot of practice at this.
I mean,
right?
he is a professional wrestler.
He's a WWE superstar.
Yeah, I feel like
He's been
that's
on the
what
cover of
matters.
multiple video games. Well, at least one video game for sure. I don't know about multiple. I'm going to assume multiple.
I'm gonna assume that's where you get a lot of your training.
It'd be great if they made a video game out of this show.
Okay.
Can you imagine that?
like some
I
sort
don't
of
know. Do you
co-op,
just give an
like-
emotional speech? How does that work?
Yeah.
No.
What's
you,
the- what's the
no, you're the
mechanic
guy.
there?
You're the coach.
No, so I'm saying you're The Rock, and you have
Right,
to
you're The
motivate
Rock.
someone to change their life in this video game.
Right.
I feel like you should play the coach. You should play both, really.
Could be, yeah.
Lots of playable.
What if it's a
characters.
multiplayer?
Two different
Yeah,
Like,
it's
modes.
one
multiplayer.
person-
Someone plays the Rock. Someone who plays the guy that needs help.
I'm going to make you run till you throw up. And I'm
then-
going to make you do push-ups in it.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, there's a lot of great one-liners. I really like the one-liners. I took some down as a note, and I, really enjoyed that piece of the show. But he's also known for doing that in The Hero, and also all of the Fast movies that he's in.
Just in life.
Just in every day.
yeah.
That's what
And
he
it's great.
does.
Keep it up, Rock.
I have to say the show wasn't terrible, but I didn't think it was very good. Like entertainment wise, it was
Yeah.
kind of boring. Like it,
So I thought that it started a little bit slow, but I thought that it picked up a good amount.
I don't know. Like I feel like the journey from one guy. Spoilers: he lost 98 pounds.
98
Yeah.
pounds.
The journey, like they showed what was kind of interesting in the beginning, where like The Rock comes in, gives him motivation, but then after that, like there's a lot that goes into that. That
They
you
kind of
just don't-
skimmed over
you
it a
just
lot
don't
of
really
that, too,
see-
in the show.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. They actually didn't even really show them putting together like what his plan was going to be to actually lose that weight. It's kind of like The Rock came in and just fucked shit up and then just left for like
motivated
6
him.
months.
Yeah.
And
And he's like, if you don't lose 75 pounds, you have to quit your job as a head coach.
then, yeah.
Like this would have been great with another like half hour just of
Right.
explaining like the training. No, like more of like the interesting parts about training and how he's doing over 6 months. I don't think that really would work for like the Rock's, reality show, but I don't know how this was supposed to work.
Right. So I guess what you're saying is kind of the middle piece, right? There was kind of like, there was heavy in the beginning, a little slow, kind of skipped over all the like interesting middle stuff that like how he actually got to the point.
I mean,
and
what
then it was
would
like, okay,
actually
here's
help
the end.
people. Like, I'm assuming the point of the
Right.
show is that, like, hey, you need to lose a little weight. It's on this, like, the show is about like getting motivation to lose weight.
Yeah.
And they didn't really lay out any plans or help anyone else. I feel
Sure.
other than telling them that they, you probably should be morbidly obese too.
It did seem a little heavy on like the intervention sort of phase of the like, project.
Yeah, like the show really seems geared toward. It's not about seeing how he actually loses the weight. It's about him accepting he needs to change.
It's about the wake-up call.
Oh.
It's not about what happens after you're awake.
I also felt the emotional thing was real. It was real light. Like, oh, he had a problem with his dad. That's why he loves food and eats food all the time. Not that he loves food and is addicted to food, which I guarantee you he is. Like, he may have some other
Yeah, but maybe
deeper
that's a
emotional
byproduct.
problems, but
Right.
I just saying that, oh, I have problems with my dad's not going to make me not addicted to food anymore.
Right.
Like, that's just not a thing.
Oh, for sure.
And
yeah,
then, like,
yeah.
real stretch how they got there. Like, it was
Mhm.
like a sentence, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it was this." I'm like, "What? I don't get that at all."
Yeah, that conversation that there's a point where essentially Dwayne the Rock Johnson brings in Jillian Michaels, who's like the trainer for Biggest Loser and some stuff like that, because she is an expert in kind of getting to the emotional root of why someone has a weight
I feel
problem.
like Max does not buy into this
or
concept.
something, but that was the premise with she was brought in, right? And then she to her credit in this show gets down to the root of all his emotional problems in about 5 minutes,
7 minutes.
7 minutes.
Well, I mean, they were on that beach for a little bit. They had worked pretty hard, and then they were just having a one-on-one convo.
We don't know how long they were on the beach.
yeah,
They were trying to work out for 7 minutes, and then they were talking for an undetermined amount of time.
sure.
I have some problems with that workout as well.
That was a pretty tough workout.
Mhm.
I
Really
feel
tough.
like 7. You can get like that workout would have been really tough.
It was pretty
Like,
pretty hard.
no matter
workout.
what physical state you were in.
Yeah.
she would have made it really tough for 7 minutes. Moving that like 50, like that box must have
There
been
was
like
a-
50 pounds at
Right.
that point.
There was an initial box that was 100 pounds, I think, of fat. That was just
Yeah.
in a box. So, like, look at that.
Yeah,
You're
Jillian-
carrying that. Go lift that thing up. Like, oh.
and he
Jillian
did.
Michaels just carries around a big box of fat 24/7.
Yeah.
Just says, "Look at this. You have 1.7 times that."
Yeah, you know why she keeps that? She probably just keeps it in her car. So, like, every time she's craving, like, a hamburger or something, like, through a drive-thru, she's like, no, never mind. I just saw the 100
I'm sure
pound
the
fat.
smell
Nope.
of that would have definitely not
Yeah.
made you want to do any of that.
So for anyone who didn't see it, the workout was doing jumping jacks and then shoveling sand into a bucket and then doing more jumping jacks.
And
and
squats.
then tried to make him pick up the bucket of sand after, and he couldn't do it.
That would
Yeah.
be insanely heavy.
It looked really heavy.
Sand is
And
quite dense.
and she reacted like, oh, he can't pick that up. Oh, he's so out of shape. I'm like,
Well,
And she was like, "Oh,
You know.
he gave up after 7 minutes."
Right.
And I was like, "I would give up after 7 minutes. That's real heavy.
It was
it's not giving
it
up.
was
if
real.
it's
It
bullshit.
was real high intensity workout too. It wasn't
Sure.
just like
her,
this guy weighs
There was no
410 pounds. For him to do a squat, that's a lot of weight on that squat. Like, I want to see her go up and do a 410-pound squat.
And,
like,
like-
that's just not going to happen.
and her case was that he mentally gave up on the workout, not physically. He's like, hey, you didn't die. You didn't pass out when you were doing that.
You didn't even throw up.
So that means you gave up. Yeah, and like, oh, I don't know.
She keeps saying gave up, and I wasn't feeling it.
Yeah, it seemed like he kind of maxed out.
I mean, she did say, this is my one Jillian quote, it's just physical pain.
It's just physical.
Multiple times. And the Rock's quote on this one that I liked was, compared to Jillian, I'm like Santa Claus.
Yeah, that was really good.
I also liked his when Javier couldn't pick up the bucket. The Rock goes, I forgot to tell Jillian he doesn't pick up any buckets unless they're full of fried chicken.
That was so
Moving around.
good. Man, he had so many good ones. Should we start unleashing some of these one-liners?
I think we should. I
Like,
think it's that
man,
time.
Before we jump into that, I want to bring up a very
Okay.
important question. I'm sorry. Are Jillian Michaels and The Rock fucking?
I don't think so.
I think that she would break in half. She's about 100 pounds, and The Rock is a giant man.
Yeah, but she's a pretty sturdy 100 pounds, though.
Absolutely.
she looked pretty
Sure.
fit.
You saw the people's bicep.
I'm not saying she's not fit, but, like, Rock is, like, what, 6'5"?
So does
And
that just mean
she's
that
not that tall.
So does that just mean that he breaks any girl in half?
She is real small.
Have you seen the Shaq's
There's no way she
Girlfriends?
weighs more than 100 pounds.
Have you seen Shaq's Girlfriends? She's like
Oh,
a
that's
hobbit.
true. I also don't know how that works.
I think she weighs more than 100 pounds because muscle is actually heavy.
That's true.
I feel like they said it in the show how much she weighed, but I don't. Remember.
This show? Or
Oh, she
Biggest
said
Loser?
she said something like, "I'm about 100 pounds. You're going to carry this 100 pounds off the beach or something."
Something like.
Oh yeah, when she jumped on his
But
back.
I don't know if she was actually saying she was 100 pounds or she was just comparing herself to the 100
I
pounds
have her
of fat.
stats here. So she is 5
Stats.
feet 2.5 inches tall and 115 pounds. according to Wiki.
She's pretty tiny.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is quite small
It
compared to
certainly
The Rock.
could be a possibility, Max. It's hard to tell whether it was just one-off, like right after or before, the scene.
I
Like,
just wanted to raise the specter of that,
It didn't seem to me like they were banging. I don't know. Like,
well, they clearly weren't banging on camera.
well, I mean, I think we would have noticed that if they were banging on camera.
This isn't Utopia, Chris. Jeez.
Are
It's
they
also not
banging on
HBO.
camera for this show, or are they like doing porn on the side? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, it's a deleted scene. It'll be on the DVD.
DVD.
Yeah, Rock is 6'5", 260,
Yeah.
and has tree trunks for legs.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude never missed a leg day.
He has the people's bicep.
There was a good quote when they were doing the initial intervention where some kid says, "This is the only time The Rock isn't going to be the biggest guy in the room."
Yep.
Oh,
Great.
yeah, that was pretty good. Oh man, there's
All right.
so much ridiculous stuff. There was my favorite one, I think, was when The Rock just got through motivating this guy, and like they're kind of walking away, and he's like, "Hey man, just think about this. You lose all the weight, and think about how big your junk's gonna look." Like, oh man,
Yep.
I don't know.
I wish they hadn't been walking away for that. I would have liked to see the reaction shot.
Yeah.
And this show's on TNT.
Yep.
I feel
It was
like
a
it
little
would've-
edgy for them, I feel like.
I don't like. I feel like you can say junk on cable TV. Like,
can say
pretty
You could
safely.
say a lot of things on cable TV.
I guess that's fair.
Yeah.
It might have been a little much for broadcast, maybe, but cable?
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, I don't think that broadcast TV can contain The Rock at this point. If I'm
Fair.
being honest.
I mean, he's hit the big screen. He's hit pay-per-view.
Can
He's
cable
everywhere.
TV?
He's even got a
He is.
song, his theme song.
He has a song?
Yeah, it's The Rock Says. It's his intro music.
I never watched WWE.
Do you want to sing
Sorry,
The Rock's intro
WWF.
music for us?
I don't know. It's just The Rock saying, The Rock Says, and then there's some music in the background. That's really about the extent of that.
Oh no.
And then some other like quotes that he has, I think, that are famous that like are like him yelling in the background.
Can you smell what The Rock is cooking?
Right. And then there's like a bass drop, and then he walks out, I think.
Got it.
You got it. Nailed it.
Nailed it.
I feel like you did a disservice to us, James. I feel like you should have tried.
I mean, we got nothing. You
So-
know.
So I want to talk about this fake funeral because that was a pretty
Oh, man.
That was an aggressive play by The Rock.
So good.
like
Yeah.
when the show that was. I feel like right before that was when the show was really dragging, and then it's like The Rock, like he's like, I got to do something to make Javier realize what's going on, but really he's like, I got to do something to make the show more interesting again. And so he just has a funeral for Javier, when Javier is sitting at the front while people are like talking about him, and it was just really funny.
So the actual way they introduce the funeral is, The Rock says, "We really got to get him working on this," and then there's a cut that says 1 week later, and you see a funeral, and then you see a picture of Javier on a little like wreath or something, and then commercial break, and then it comes back, and then Rock says, "We have to do something drastic. We have to make a fake funeral." But if you were watching this on TV and not on what is this, TNT.com, you would think, "Oh no, Javier is dead."
Yeah. It's a possibility.
That
I do
was
think that
so
was
good.
the point. Yeah. They're like, this is your grave.
It was like really. I couldn't imagine being there. Like it was just if that was like a real thing that they set up that no one eye contact was made. Some of those speeches would have been super hard to make. They just like can't.
And like they seem to take it really seriously. Like his girlfriend was crying, talking about him and stuff. It's like that they're really all in on this whole funeral plan.
I mean, there's one thing TNT knows, and that's drama.
TNT knows drama.
So we're sitting here watching this show right before this, and when they're showing kind of that open grave and like they're throwing like roses into it, James turns to me and says, "Hey, they should make him lie in that grave and then put some dirt on him." It's like, what?
I have a physical challenge for him to get out of the grave. It's like, you get in that grave, that's your grave, and you got to dig your way out. You got to
like
prove
it.
to me that you want to be in this world.
Does he
That
get, like,
should have
a-
been like the Rock speech, like right then and there.
Does he get like a air canister or something while he's
So
in there?
I
or
think you
does he
just bury him like
hold his
waist
breath?
deep, like waist deep. You know.
Oh,
I
he's
mean-
not lying down.
No. It's
Do they
like
put him
you
in a
like
coffin?
stand there and like just put some dirt up
I
to like his
mean,
waist.
it's a 5 feet hole, right? Usually he's 6'5".
6 feet.
Right.
Is it
I'm
6?
yeah. I'm
it would have been real. It was real tough for
Right.
a normal person.
For sure.
Not to mention somebody that weighs 400 pounds to get out of there.
I'm like envisioning that scene from Kill Bill where there's like Uma Thurman in the thing, like trying to push her finger to break the wood on the casket.
That might be a bit much, but
I don't know.
don't know.
I mean, if he's serious about losing the weight,
right. That's why I just want him to dig himself out of this grave.
He's got to learn how to do karate chops from 2 inches away
Exactly.
to lose the weight.
yep, it's important that fingertip strength.
man.
Show he really wants it.
Yeah,
I mean, I still don't really understand the point of the show. Is it supposed to help people watching the show have a wake up call?
No.
Or just like see people get wake up calls? But it was really boring if it was to see this guy be like, I am super obese. I just had my own fake funeral.
I mean, it's the point of the show is like, hey, here's someone who's struggling, and then all of a sudden The Rock rolls up on him, and then his life is changed.
Yeah, but we don't see much of his life change.
I mean, like
It's
we saw him
beginning.
98
Yeah.
pounds lighter though. Like that's a significant change.
You don't see
sure.
anything he
You
did.
didn't see
to
the
get
process. But I do like
the
in the
magic of The
show
Rock.
that you get to see like the 6 months later thing.
there.
So
No,
you actually
I mean,
kind of
the show
like
would not work at all if you couldn't see 6 months later.
For
it
sure.
would just been like, well, all right,
have,
I'm leaving.
have fun.
Like this show doesn't work without the 6 months later.
Right.
I would be interesting to see one that fails.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like you don't see why you succeed or fail, so I don't understand.
Right.
I just don't get it.
I mean, I guess that's fair. I guess it's sort of hard to get like super attached to the character if like you don't see him kind of go through the process. But I guess what the show is more focusing on is like from the title at least is the first speech is like getting that person to realize this person Javier seemed like he completely realized like immediately. He's like, yeah, no, this is a problem. You're right. So it seemed like they kind of backfired.
He had a big problem.
Right. Like I feel like it's going to be a lot more interesting when like Rock rolls up and like the person doesn't realize they have a problem.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Like
You know what I mean?
I was going through this, I'm like, I need a different episode. This is just like
It seemed
this-
the like redemption of the people in the show seemed a lot more realistic than like a bar rescue where they kind of roll into that establishment and just revamp things in like 3 days and it's like good luck and they just leave. Like it was a lot more satisfying than that.
that show also needs like a 6 months later.
Bar Rescue
Yeah.
definitely needs a 6 months later.
100%. Yeah.
And they need to stop faking
Mhm.
all the bullshit. But
There's a raccoon in your bar.
The good thing about this one is it didn't seem fake. Like it didn't seem, fake like a lot of other shows, at least.
it definitely seemed a lot less fake. I could see there being some fake things happening, but I could also see there not being fake.
I mean, like at the end of the day, dude actually lost that weight though.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but they probably had Julian Michaels
Right.
like,
Who
just
knows? Yeah.
there for 6 months and then
Yeah, maybe.
he only lost. That means he only lost 98 pounds with her. I don't know.
I have no idea. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the show will be really interesting to see what happens with a different scenario that's not just like Biggest Loser style lose weight sort of challenge.
Yeah, so we were looking through a few of the episode names, and there are ones like running a pizza shop, a high school dropout, a 40-year-old mama's boy, dad dreams of rapping. That'll be a good one.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
I
really
feel
good
like
one.
a Mama's Boy episode could be
Yeah.
much better because like it's like the fun part is them realizing it's supposed to be them realizing they have a problem.
Right.
Whereas this guy clearly knew he had a
Right.
problem.
He's like,
Although you say he clearly realized he had a problem, and then we see footage of him
Oh,
eating
yeah.
dinner with his girlfriend and the girlfriend's son, and he's teaching the son to say, "I never eat vegetables. They're trees. I don't eat trees." And like, so at that point, I felt like if you ask him, "Does he have a problem?"
It's
He
a fair
says yes,
point,
but he
though.
hadn't really.
Yeah.
no,
taken the-
I
you
agree
know.
with you. He didn't
He hadn't
take
taken
it
action,
super
but-
seriously. Maybe until after the funeral, which I don't really know because we didn't see after that, other than he lost the weight. But that's just not exciting to see somebody be like, "I have a problem," ignore it until this point and be like, "Oh, now I'm really I know I have to eat well, but now I'm really going to eat well." Like that, switch in his mind, like to see that, like it just
Yeah.
wasn't.
It seemed like it perhaps
Entertaining.
would have been better if like he hadn't really been so accepting of the problem in the beginning, right? He's like, I'm fine, like whatever. And then it's like, no, you're really not fine, right? Like you can't do like 5 minutes of exercise with your own like football team sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
But,
Maybe if they
yeah.
didn't spend so much time on him eating pizza and stuff, and they spent a good like 5-10 minutes just like showing between week 1 and 2 weeks later, where he was like didn't take it seriously and said he doesn't eat trees, and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna eat this cake and I'm gonna eat this thing. I'm gonna eat one of these," and it's just like,
Well, because
okay, I get it.
Well, because they had to set up for when The Rock was going to throw down the gauntlet of if you don't lose 75 pounds, you have to quit your job. Do you agree or not?
I also feel like that should have been further in the beginning of the episode. Like,
Would
I
he
thought
have
that was
actually
so late.
quit his job if he hadn't done it?
I mean,
handshake with The Rock.
He did handshake with The Rock.
The Rock would bury you if you didn't.
Does The Rock just walk into the principal's office and be like, "Fire this man"?
he just drops the people's elbow on you if you don't quit your job.
There should have been a wrestling match in this show, I feel like. That
Yeah.
should have been part of the workout.
There needs to be more people's elbows, yeah.
Mhm.
Probably. They had some wrestling clips when they were introducing The Rock at the beginning, though. Had a couple clips.
Yeah.
So do you think that WWE is accepting of The Rock now, or is TNT just paying WWE off for these? Like,
Yeah, so I think we were
using
actually
The
talking about
Rock-
this during the show, is like who actually has the rights to The Rock, and I think we said that both
The
have
name?
a claim to it.
Yeah, we didn't really look it up, so I'm not sure if we
From
can
what-
speak very definitively
From
on
what
it.
I've heard is that WWE owns The Rock. They own all the characters that show up on WWE. So The Rock
Right.
was a character.
So
Right.
do they own the name, or do they own like things like the people's elbow and that sort of stuff?
no, they own the character. They own The Rock.
So the
They have the
name.
rights.
Dwayne Johnson can't go out and say, "I'm going to give you the people's elbow," because he can't. He doesn't own
But-
the rights to the people's elbow.
But in a show like this where he is billed as Dwayne The Rock Johnson, does the WWE get paid for that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. You think
That's
so?
what I
Well,
would
yeah,
conjecture.
so I
especially if they're
think
using
right.
clips from WWE, like as you say they
I
are.
don't think they were.
No.
Yeah, there
I
were a
don't-
couple. There was like
that
the one where he was staying on like the ropes and like, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
they-
Wasn't it just a photo? I thought.
It might have been a photo, yeah. I don't know.
Right,
It
so
was
they,
an
they
actual
might have just
clip.
paid for either the rights to that clip or the
Just a photo, yeah.
Or,
usage
or maybe
rights, but-
Dwayne Johnson bought the rights of The Rock from WWE.
That's actually what I was thinking, because like now,
Could've.
like whenever you see him on a movie or anything, it's always like either The Rock or like Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
It's certainly possible he could have done that, but
Right.
it's
Or like
when
he
was
sued the WWE or something. I don't know. I'm speculating. I don't
Well, there was
actually
definitely
know,
a period of time right after he left the WWE where he was just trying to be Dwayne Johnson and
Yeah.
stuff.
He's
Yeah.
stopped that.
Yeah, because he realizes that people know him as The Rock.
Don't know who
Because
he
he's
is.
a smart man.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's built up this like really like high profile, successful character type, right? So like when you're like The Rock, like it has like an image with it, and that's what he's selling.
That's what he's selling. Yeah.
All right. Does everyone want to give their best one-liners before we give
man.
some drinking rules?
We already gave some good ones.
got a couple out
I,
there.
I did like coaching is in his blood. Too bad his blood is made out of hot fudge.
Yep. That was a great one. What else do we have?
I mean, so I also had the I don't know if we had the full one, but we might have mentioned it. The show is called Wake Up Call, not Give the Rock a Hernia.
Yeah, not The Rockets. Yeah.
That's probably my favorite.
I don't
like
remember
that one.
what that was in reference to in the show, though.
That
it was when he was
picking him
carrying. Yeah,
Oh, yeah. That's right.
right.
Yeah, like The Rock says he's going to carry him if he can't make it, but he doesn't want to carry him. He just want to get a hernia.
Because the show's name is not The Rock Gets a Hernia.
Which is surprisingly.
I wrote down one they didn't understand, where The Rock's when Javier first starts doing the football drills, like in the first 2 minutes he's doing all right before he gets tired, and The Rock says he's over 400 pounds, he's prancing. He's like a moose
Oh yeah.
prancing.
Yeah.
And I just didn't understand what that meant. Like, why is he a moose prancing? Like,
Because he's-
He's
really
big?
because he's really big.
But
And
light
he's-
on
and
his
he's
feet,
light on
I
his
guess.
feet.
are moose light on their feet?
No, he said it was like a moose prancing.
So
it
you
was
just picked a
like-
random big animal.
Yeah.
It's
So
like-
it could have been like he's like a bear prancing.
Yeah.
Same thing.
It's like, could you imagine a world where a moose is like I think he was surprised by his footwork ability on those football drills. So he's like, yeah, he's like a moose prancing. It was just unexpected. I think.
I thought the moose was both him being big, but also related to the prancing somehow. Like, oh,
Okay.
prancing, he's a moose. And it's like, what?
I think
didn't
it's
get
one
it.
of the things that like it would be really surprising. Also, if a moose was prancing,
I mean, I guess
okay.
that mooses probably prance more than bears, though. You know, I mean,
Right.
like reindeer for sure prance because there's Prancer. That's
Oh, yeah.
that's a reindeer.
I guess
Sound-
reindeer is on
sound
the
logic.
scale.
Sound argument.
It's in that same kind of genre of animals. That's
That's
the
a
wrong
very
term.
topical reference. Too.
Yeah, it's Christmas time here at Who Put This On.
I
man.
recently went to a bratwurst place where you could buy reindeer bratwurst.
How did you have it?
No, I had the mac and cheese bratwurst.
Oh man, that sounds way better.
Yep.
So was the mac and cheese in the bratwurst or was it on top of the bratwurst?
I don't really know where it was. It just tasted good.
So
What?
So you ordered a mac and cheese bratwurst, and then you just got like a bratwurst on a bun. And
I mean,
did,
there was a lot of toppings on there, so I wasn't really examining the bratwurst. I didn't taste any macaroni in the bratwurst.
so you think that it was good, but the name wasn't descriptive of what you got?
Maybe it was like the name. Why are we talking about my bratwurst?
Because you brought it up. And then,
I was just talking about reindeer bratwurst, okay?
Wait, you had a reindeer bratwurst?
No, I didn't.
Wow, did you just blank? You just-
James, where have you been?
He just said, "Why are we talking about my reindeer bratwurst?" I was like,
yeah,
no.
we just talked about we just talked about Max
It
being
was
a
an
person
actual
that had
reindeer bratwurst. I don't think you're supposed to eat reindeer, man.
No, you can eat
You
reindeer.
can eat
Really?
reindeer?
Yeah.
I thought reindeer.
I thought they were
made up
magical
animal.
creatures.
Well, the
Well,
ones
there's
with red
deer.
noses are made up. I think those are magical.
Okay.
Yeah.
The ones
Can
that can
anyone
fly are
actually
magical.
name all the reindeer? I bet Chris can.
Yeah.
The only
Because
reason
of
I can-
Jingle All the Way.
That's the only reason I can name it because that's seeing Jingle All the Way.
Oh.
We can,
You wanna give it a
all
shot?
name because of this-
Dasha, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donna, Blitzen.
Was
that was my
you-
Arnold Schwarzenegger
That was a
impression.
really,
yeah.
really shitty Arnold
Wow.
Schwarzenegger.
Actually, I think that was like it was almost passable. It was definitely not the worst Arnold that I've heard.
He's also not turning a great performance in that movie, so maybe Arnold in that
Yeah,
movie.
that was definitely very good for Arnold in Jingle All the Way. Arnold in other things, probably not that great.
I mean, Arnold in Kindergarten Cop is by far the best Arnold
I
accent.
actually
sort
haven't
of
seen
stuff.
that movie since I was a kid, so
Oh
like
my
I don't
God.
remember
Oh.
any of that movie.
Oh my god, that movie's great.
We might need to be doing that right after this podcast.
All right, so should we do a quick drinking game segment?
Sure.
Just a quick one. You got one, Rob?
Well, the obvious one is drink every time The Rock says a ridiculous line that makes you laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the obvious one-liner sort of drink.
How about drink every time someone cries?
Very good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Drink every time somebody quits.
Okay.
I don't know.
Just anything? Yeah, fair. I'm trying to think of one.
It's very
Max, you got
specific
anything?
for the show. I don't know.
Drink every time Jillian Michaels is pulled in to fix up your pizza shop.
I will.
Wow.
It'll be amazing if that happens.
It's just The Rock and Julie.
You're like, I wonder who
Michaels
he'll bring
the
in
show?
for. Yeah.
Look, if Julie Michaels comes back for the pizza shop, they are banging.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm
All
going
right.
to hold you to that.
This one might be on the verge of hard mode. Every time The Rock looks into the camera and just smiles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
that's
that
a good one.
Yeah. So for the pizza shop episode, who do you think The Rock's going to bring in as the expert? John
Peyton
Taffer?
Manning.
Oh,
Guy Fieri.
I would love Peyton Manning to show up.
That'd be really
That would be
great.
great.
Or Papa John.
Not as good.
I don't want to say stuff about Papa John on a podcast, but I've heard that Papa John's kind of a dick.
Oh,
man.
That is like a call out.
Shots
Oh,
fired at Papa John.
Your
on this
clout score
podcast.
just went way down.
I don't want
Or
to say
way
anything
up.
about Harrison on this podcast.
But, look, go ahead.
You know where I'm going.
Where are you going?
I don't think I do, Max.
Where are you going?
Sorry, I'll be right back. I have to go to the bathroom.
I actually think the person they'll bring in for the Pizza Shop episode is like someone who works for Domino's because they've paid for some sort of product placement thing. So we'll be like, oh, I work at a
Ooh.
Domino's. I know how to blah, 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 blah. By the way, you should go buy some Domino's while you're watching the
Interesting.
show.
I think
Do you think that Dwayne Johnson is just going to sell out like that?
That's a
Like,
good
he's
point.
the executive producer of the show. So,
Does he like Domino's? I don't know.
but I feel like
The Rock cheat days are legendary.
It's
They
true.
are. We heard
That
about
pancake photo is one of the best.
that
photos.
one's really good. My money for the expert for the pizza one is on like a Mario Batali, something like that. You know?
What if it's Gordon Ramsay?
Oh man!
Yeah.
What if
man.
it's that kid from MasterChef Junior?
Yeah.
Which one?
Samuel. Samuel. Or Una.
Or yeah.
the winner of MasterChef Junior.
The winner of the first season?
So is there any famous like pizza chef that like started through a struggling time? Because I feel like that's sort of the vibe it's gonna have to go through, right? Like somebody that had really hard times, but then like persevered and opened this really good pizza shop.
Famous original Ray.
Oh, OG Ray. Okay.
Favorite.
I don't know his story.
No, it's in New York City. There's like Famous Rays,
Oh,
Original
yeah,
Rays,
yeah.
Famous Original Rays. There's just like thousands of.
Is there actually a Ray? Like I actually don't know the whole
Nobody
thing
knows
there.
why every
Pizza
place
shop.
is called Ray's.
Well, because
Well,
like
it's
at some
because-
point
yeah.
there was a really good pizza place like Famous Rays, and they're like, "Hey, go to Famous Rays." So then they're just like
It just became, like, a
just
thing.
start,
They
like-
started leeching business because like, hey, just go to Ray's, and then it's just every place is Ray's.
Right.
Yeah.
So you see Rays, like, oh, gotta.
Yeah.
Like-
oh, somebody said it was good.
When I was in Spain, there was like a lot of Museo de Ham.
Mhm.
Like there was
Dude,
like,
that place is fucking good though.
No, but there
you
were-
been there?
no, but every
He
time I
couldn't
saw
find
it,
the
they
one.
looked completely different.
The Museo del Jamón.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Well, I was in Spain with a bunch of vegetarians, so taking
Ooh.
them to the
That's
Museo
tough.
del Jamón
Ooh.
That place
does not
has
really work.
a lot of different kinds of ham. When I was in Spain, I went there like every day because they had like these little tiny, really good ham sandwiches and like €1 beers, and there's pouring you beers sitting at the counter eating these tiny ham sandwiches. That was my experience with the ham
Did
museum.
you just sit there?
Yeah,
till, like,
what period of life was this in? You're just hanging out in Spain, just drinking beers and $1 sandwiches.
I was when I went to Madrid like a few years ago. Yeah, it was great.
Just
it's when you
hanging
spend a
out.
summer.
I like the
Museo
stories. Like I went to
del
Spain,
Jamón.
and this is what I did every day.
No,
was
no,
ate little
totally.
sandwiches and drank these beers.
That's what
No,
you do.
it was cool though. There's like it seemed like there were a bunch of like people who like when they get off work they just go and hit the Museo del Jamón for a sandwich and a beer.
I mean, it sounds like
Is
a
that what you
winning
did
combo.
during? Is that what they do during siestas there? Like,
No, that's
Which-
earlier in the day.
Yeah, man.
no, you go to work, then siesta at the Museo del Jamón,
Do it del Jamón. Yeah.
and then like you go back to work, and then you're there till like, noon the next day.
Sure. Yeah. Pretty much.
Ugh.
Do you think there's any episode where Vin Diesel will be brought in to help out?
Oh God, I hope so. I hope it's some kind of like
Auto body shop.
auto body shop. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, but he's
Well,
not
Vin
an
Diesel's
expert.
not an actual mechanic.
I know. That's what I was just gonna
Have you
say.
seen
Like,
You
his last
idiots. He's an actor,
Diesel's
His name
in the
is
name.
Diesel. Yeah.
guys. So much sound logic.
he's got
here.
diesel. He's got diesel in
His
his
family
blood.
invented that kind of fuel. Haven't you heard of the Diesel family?
Is that an act? There's no way that Vin Diesel is actually like part of that
Look it up.
lineage. I don't know. You got the computer here,
Oh my God.
computer guy.
Obviously, Vin Diesel's family didn't invent diesel fuel.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Do we have anything else to say about this show?
I've got one thing we gotta say. So, I think we're all in agreement that we would love The Rock to come to our lives and do something. So, there's 5 of us here. We need to write into The Rock who needs a wake up call
Oh,
and
God.
why do they
Oh,
need a
man.
wake up call.
Oh my God.
What's our pitch? Like,
Ooh.
my friend Chris has a serious problem. He needs a wake up call. Or my friend Max has a serious problem. He needs a wake up call. Which one of us should it be, and what should the problem be?
Oh man, we're getting it personal
This
here.
is getting real, man.
It doesn't have to be real.
This is
it has
heavy.
to be our pitch to The Rock.
I mean, I kind of want The Rock to have a dip intervention on me. I ate a lot of buffalo chicken dip right before this podcast.
Yeah,
Not
you did.
feeling great right now.
A
Yep.
dip intervention.
Intervention.
It's like, hey man, this is ruining your life. You have to stop eating dips.
Fair.
Maybe we all need an intervention on because we need to get this podcast to be much better.
Oh, it's a
Oh,
podcast.
maybe he could help our
intervention.
podcast.
Yeah, we need a wake up call on how to get
Podcast
our
rescue?
podcast better.
So if we need the wake up call, who needs to write into The Rock to say these idiots need a wake up call?
The problem sounds like we've already
All of our
accepted the fact that we
viewers.
need a wake up call.
No, when The Rock shows up, I'll be real
Oh,
belligerent
okay.
about it. Be like, this is the best damn reality podcast. We don't need to fix anything.
Yeah.
So you're saying is you're going to ham it up.
A little bit.
I mean, you gotta ham it up.
So
Yeah,
why-
Museo del Jamón it up. Yeah.
I feel like something outside of our group would have to do it, so it would all of us could ham it up.
I mean, we
Is
could
it-
just sign it with someone else's name. I guess.
Let's forge someone's signature.
Yeah. Let's forge Vin Diesel's signature because then he'll really take it seriously. Because he's like, oh man, Vin wants me to go help these guys. I should go
Yeah.
investigate it.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe we can
Sure.
get his grandfather, the inventor of diesel
Of
fuel.
diesel fuel. Yeah.
Or is that his great grandfather?
It's probably it's at least great. I think.
I don't know. It's not great.
Diesel was what, like the
Diesel's very
40s,
old.
30s,
No, earlier.
earlier.
Yeah.
No, it's
I mean, they probably use
in
that
the
shit on.
1800s.
We were
Like,
It's in
using,
the
like-
1800s.
Really?
like when was like the combustion engine invented?
late 1800s.
Late 1800s. Okay.
Yeah, I would
You were
go.
very accepting of that number.
I don't have a better number for it, so
Fair.
I'm just going to trust.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. I
Okay.
don't know the exact date. I don't think it was before that. Steam engines.
Like
so.
1870s.
We veering to becoming a history podcast now.
Yeah.
Is that it?
So during World War II,
Mm.
the United States was drawn into the war to the sinking of the Lusitania.
Close,
And
close.
I'm very off. I was just I almost didn't try. I was just like, some ship.
You need a history wake up.
I need a history wake up call. I got it.
You don't know your history. You know what they say? If you don't know history, you're bound to repeat it. Wake up, Chris.
So what do I do? Do I read history
Read some
books?
books. Read a
history
fucking
books?
book.
First, you got to give me some 20 push-ups.
What do I lose when I don't do something?
You
in
quit
6
your
months?
job. That's-
I quit my job. I quit
It's
my
gonna be
non-history
really-
job.
You've got to get on Jeopardy in the next year, or you're going to quit your job. Do you accept that bet?
No, absolutely not. I'm terrible at any of those questions. I can't.
It's going to be really funny if that's the ultimatum that he uses in every episode. It's like, if you don't do this in 6 months, you got to quit your job.
What do you do if the wake up call is get a job?
Oh,
Oh, man.
That's a good point.
You're going to get a job, or you have to quit your job.
No, you have to get a job, or I sell all your shit.
Yeah, like they take away they take away some base needs, like, so, you know, either you get a job or you make yourself homeless, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
James is not paying
James pieced
attention.
out for
Whoa,
about 20
no.
seconds.
I'm real confused. I was off, just looking up when diesel engines were invented, which is 1891 for anybody that wants to know.
Good.
Oh.
Who was it
But then
invented
I
by?
came
Rudolph
up to that.
Diesel.
Who's
Richard and something. No, there's nobody's last name is Diesel.
obviously not.
Rudolph Diesel.
Richard Hornsby and Sons were the first internal combustion engine to use this fuel injection system.
Rudolph
But
Diesel.
did they use diesel? Because
Yeah.
you don't actually necessarily have to use diesel.
Yeah, who invented the fuel though?
I think you just
Herbert this is a tough one. Ackroyd Stewart.
It was absolutely Rudolph Diesel.
Really?
Yeah.
Was a guy named Rudolph Diesel?
Oh man, Wikipedia has the wrong
Diesel
entry then.
fuel originated from experiments conducted by German scientist and inventor Rudolf Diesel.
Is he related to Vin Diesel?
I have to check Ancestry.com for that.
Okay.
Do we want to hear what Wikipedia says was Vin Diesel's actual name when he was born?
No, it was Vin Diesel.
Okay.
It has to be.
No, I don't. Yeah, I want to know.
You can say it has to be, or I can read you what Wikipedia says.
I would love to hear what Wikipedia says.
Vincenzo?
Mark Sinclair.
What? No, it's not.
No.
And he changed his name to Vin Diesel?
Yeah.
That's his acting
God.
name.
What if you were like
Like,
walking down the
Mark
street?
Sinclair or Mark Sinclair Vincent. So it seems there's a
there's a
question
Vin.
Oh
about
no,
it.
so Rudolph Diesel in 1897. Okay, that was his prototype.
I
Origins are
think that
disputed.
James needs the history wake up call.
Diesel
not
did
me.
get the patents in Germany, Switzerland in 1892, though.
For
However,
what?
there was already a United States patent by this other dude.
Okay. All right.
Anyway,
Fun tidbits
Go
from
America.
the history segment.
is there anything else we want to say about this show? Was it worse than Real Housewives of New Jersey?
Certainly not. It
No.
was like I would watch more episodes of the show.
I will watch more episodes of
Yeah,
this show.
for sure.
Yep, agreed.
I will not. But it was not better than.
On the scale of this was terrible to
I already mentioned that it
So-
wasn't terrible, but
Okay.
it wasn't good.
So Chris's
like-
scale is this is terrible to I wouldn't watch it. It's like that's the upper.
the upper
Yeah.
scale is I may watch another episode to this is the worst show that I've wasted all of my time on, and I want it back.
Which was Hillbilly Blood for you.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
for sure. Yeah, this was not worse than that.
I would definitely at least watch one or two more shows, depending on how they go. And then we'll take it from there.
Yeah.
We'll have to
hopefully
get an
watch
update from people.
Do we know why they put the second episode as the show online early and not the first episode?
Unclear. I mean, maybe the first episode is just a real banger and they want to save it for the TV debut. But like I feel like you'd want to
Maybe
put your
it's
best
shit.
foot forward.
If you want to get
Yeah, but if it
people-
was shit, why would they even like just bury that like episode 5 if it's shit, right?
Yeah, like you
Maybe
gotta
this
make sure
was-
a good one is the first episode, and like this is not serial. I don't think you got to watch them in order to
Yeah.
follow the plot.
No.
So they definitely want the
when
first
does
one to be a good
the
one.
First episode actually air.
I think that it's on
Friday,
TV.
December
Yeah.
12th.
There you go.
Okay, cool.
I feel like this was
Rob
The
is really
Rock's
on the
favorite
ball.
episode. This was like The Rock's favorite episode. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Because like this is so Rock's wheelhouse. I could see him liking this one
Working
the
out.
best.
Yeah.
Like working out, football coach. You know, this was what he enjoyed the most. So
Interesting.
he decided to release this one early, but somehow episode 1 may have been tested stronger. So
I'm not sure The Rock's calling all the shots on this thing either.
no. That's what I'm saying. Like the episode 1 tested stronger, so they wanted to debut with that. But
Could be, yeah.
This
Makes
is his
sense.
personal selection.
because didn't he tweet it out?
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's on the TNT website. It's not like he just bootlegged it and put it online.
maybe he did that first, and TT was like, "Oh, I can't be doing
Yeah,
that."
don't do that. Yeah.
He just put up a YouTube bootleg, and the TNT's like, okay, we'll put the real one out.
Yeah.
He was giving TNT a wake-up call.
Oh man.
All right, one more thing on Vin Diesel. The name Vin is simply a shortened version of Vincent. He received the nickname Diesel from his friends, who said he ran off diesel fuel, referring to his nonstop energy.
Okay.
Okay, what's his actual name?
We
Where
went
have
over
you
this.
been?
You're having real attention issues tonight. I
Did
don't
we already
know.
discuss this?
Yeah.
No,
we didn't.
Like
Yeah,
2
we-
minutes ago.
Was this when I was looking up
James.
fun facts about diesel fuel?
James, how wasted are you right now?
I mean, I'm pretty
He's
normal.
dip wasted.
James, we're gonna have to have a wake up call
I think James is the one we need to do the wake-up call. I think that's been established
for his attention span.
for his attention span.
Yeah.
Anyway, Mark Sinclair
If
Vincent.
you don't get your
Ah.
attention span in order, you are going to die.
It's true.
We're going to hold a funeral for your attention span.
In 6 months, if your attention span isn't better, you have to quit your job.
That seems like it's a poor choice. Doesn't seem like it's going to help any sort of situation there.
Do you accept?
No.
Man.
What a quitter.
The Rock would be
Lame.
so upset with you.
Quitter.
You're never getting on the show.
The what show?
What?
Oh my god,
You're really off the ball tonight.
man, that dip really did a number on
Yeah.
you.
Too much dip.
Dude.
Dip intervention.
When we so we were watching the show and we actually made 2 dips. We made this sriracha buffalo chicken dip and a loaded baked potato dip, and we were just eating it for this whole episode, and I felt so shitty about myself.
Yep.
Just shoving dip into my face while they're just giving this guy a wake up call about his weight. I felt so terrible. It was a horrible situation.
So you're gonna go to the gym after this because you
don't-
just got a wake up call.
I'm no.
Yeah, but let's take bets on that one.
No. I'm totally not going to do that at all.
So you're saying we need a wake-up call?
I might. I
Harris-
mean,
Harrison may need a wake up call for this one.
I already said I needed the dip intervention.
Okay.
Somebody organize it.
All right, so next week we're gonna be watching.
90 Day Fiance. So this was request of a couple listeners. It's on TLC, another fine TLC.
Oh my god,
program.
Can you not?
Chris
Please?
is so excited.
Oh my god, TLC's the worst channel.
Here we go.
Is there a channel worse than TLC?
Yeah, what's our
Bravo.
Like, what's our
MTV?
channel
Bravo
ratings?
is probably worse than TLC.
Bravo's
I might
pretty
agree
bad.
with MTV on you on this one.
MTV is probably the worst because
Their
everything
content
is
is
just
garbage.
fake.
Yeah, it used to be good. Not really.
I feel like what was it? The FYI network is on the top at the moment
Sure.
because we really haven't watched anything else on that network.
Didn't we watch something on like Nat Geo? Like, wasn't that okay?
Hillbilly.
The
Well, that's
National
on Nat Geo,
Geographic.
that's mouse.
we watched. I don't think we did
no.
Dog Whisperer.
because we were. I think we were supposed to watch the like people. They were like surviving naked or whatever. I don't know what the name of the show is.
Dating
Oh.
naked?
No.
No, they were surviving.
Naked and Afraid.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
We were talking about it. I don't think we.
Yeah,
ever
because
did.
there was that James Franco and Seth Rogen episode of it. I still need to watch that. Actually,
Well, it's not out yet. So
No, that episode's out.
Is it?
Yeah, it's totally, it came out like 3 weeks ago.
What?
Yeah, we
I
gotta
thought
watch
we
it.
just-
What was Utopia? Was that on Fox? I feel
Utopia's Fox. Yeah.
like Fox. Okay, so that was like our only prime time. sort
Master
of
Chef Junior
main-
was also Fox.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so we got
Fox
two
is pretty
Foxes.
far down on the
Interesting.
And I
list.
think Tool Academy was like NBC or something.
Was it?
Was it?
No.
No?
No, I thought it was
That's
like
not right.
MTV.
I'm not sure on that.
I think it was on VH1.
It was on
Yeah.
VH1.
Oh
We
yeah,
watched it
yeah,
on
it was.
VH1.
Yeah, because
All
we had
right.
that and Day Naked VH1.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
VH1's pretty high. Like their
some good
shows
stuff.
aren't
For
great,
the
but they're
entertainment
entertaining.
category for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Agree.
I watched a show on Nat Geo when I was home for Thanksgiving that was like Devin Hester, who used to be on the Chicago Bears, like Devin Hester versus a cheetah, and they just had Devin Hester's really fast like guy in the NFL just race a cheetah. And, like it was pretty cool.
How do you get a cheetah to run in a specific direction?
They kind of like tied up this like sort of like lure for the cheetah. It's like kind of like a rabbit on like a string or something, and then just like had it go like super fast, and then the cheetah just kind of chases it.
Yeah,
So
that's
who
how
won?
dog parks work.
Yeah, it kind of works like Greyhound
Not dog parks,
racing.
Dog
races.
track.
Greyhound racing, yeah. It was cool. I was disappointed they didn't have Devin Hester and the cheetah on like the same track like next to each other because there wasn't the possibility he was going to get eaten by the cheetah. Like you could have like had they had them separated by a wall, kind of.
I think the cheetah
I
should have been
feel like
chasing Devin Hester.
You can't
Yeah.
get enough insurance for them to do that. Like, I don't think that's a thing. Like, there's just not enough insurance.
Maybe Devin Hester just needed a wake-up call, and he would have done it.
It could have, yeah.
So who won the race?
It was spoiler alert. It was Devin Hester won. It was like a shuttle race. Like you kind of like line to line a couple times. And I think there were a couple things. Like
that sounds
first,
complicated for a cheetah.
yeah. So first off, like the cheetah wasn't great at stopping and turning around because it had a lot of speed, so it would kind of slide way past it. Also, the cheetah didn't really know the rules of the race, so it didn't really know like exactly where to turn around a lot of the time. It's like they were kind of using this little lure as a guide.
I think it would have been great to see like a marathon person like just race a cheetah to see how like eventually see if a human could
Well, if it's-
outrun the cheetah for 26 miles.
Well,
Could be.
So that's interesting.
Cheetahs can't run very far, I don't think.
No.
No, that's mostly like most animals can't like run that far.
The key to humanity's success is that we are long-range runners. We sort of tire out an animal and then we kill it.
Yeah.
Deep.
Wow.
Whoa,
There was
we're getting deep this episode.
there was like some point in time where like I think it was Terrell Owens or somebody was like challenging all like he challenged like a horse to a race. Like there was something crazy that Terrell Owens did. Does anybody remember that?
No,
Oh,
I tried
Terrell
to ignore
Owens did a
him.
lot of crazy things.
I tried
It's hard
to
keep
ignore
track.
him.
Yeah.
He was pretty
He's
crazy.
he's on the new Celebrity Apprentice. I think maybe we should check that out.
He is. We could check
We-
that out.
Oh man.
Add it to the list.
I kind of want to see The Rock after watching the show. Kind of want to see The Rock just take on wrestling challenge of like crazy animals and things. Like The Rock wrestles a bear. That'd be real exciting.
Oh man, I would
Wrestles a
totally
Again,
watch that.
there's not enough insurance in
for The Rock or
world
the bear?
for-
I would
Because the bear's
totally-
gonna get messed up, man.
I would
know.
totally watch a like Rock versus like a Shaq versus, but with The Rock,
Oh, for sure.
100%.
What if there was a show that was just Shaq and The Rock going head-to-head on things?
Oh man, just in everything.
Oh yeah,
Everything.
Oh my god,
That is a great idea.
I think we've cracked the code. Oh man,
Somebody get a Kickstarter up.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
man. Okay.
All right. So you want to go over what this show actually is about?
Yeah, sure.
Since we-
90 Day Fiancé on TLC. 90 Day Fiancé offers a unique look into the world of international dating and matrimony. Using a unique 90-day fiancé visa, the K-1 visa, 4 women and 2 men will travel to the U.S. to live with their overseas partners for the first time. The couples must marry before the visas expire in 90 days, or the visiting partner will have to return home. They'll have to overcome language barriers, culture shock, and skeptical family and friends, all with a clock that starts ticking the moment they step foot on U.S. soil.
So is this one couple per episode, or is this like Married at First Sight?
I'm not sure.
It sounds sort of like a mail order bride, but you can return it.
Well, no, so the so
Is that terrible?
But they've been talking. So usually,
Yeah.
how?
Oh, they've already. It's not like they get off the
it's
plane
not
the first time you
it's,
see
it's,
them.
it's not random. It's essentially like they have been in this relationship where one is international and one is not.
Mm-hmm.
But in a lot of cases, they never really met in person. So now they're having this fiance visa.
So
thing.
it's
Well-
not exactly married at first sight.
No. They have a previous relationship.
Also-
This seems far less interesting.
No, dude.
I agree. I feel like that person just walk off the plane like, oh.
also legitimate like mail order places you'll like pen pal for a while before, and then you'll go visit and stuff.
Legitimate mail order places.
Legitimate. They
Chris has
exist.
looked into this.
Chris has a Rolodex of legitimate mail order.
You know,
places.
it's one day Wikipedia hole like it happened. I read about it. I don't know why I brought it up. It's not going to
He's
look.
been corresponding with Svetlana for a little bit.
Svetlana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful name.
Russian. Yeah, it's a great name.
Yeah. All right. So I guess we'll see you guys next week. Oh wait, no.
No,
we got
whoa,
plugs.
hey.
Whoa, whoa,
Plugs.
whoa.
Oh, plugs. We got
Sometimes the
plugs.
host gets excited.
I know. I always just want to end it sometimes. James, you got any plugs?
You can hit me up on Twitter at KJ3.
Rob?
I'm on Twitter at RobKits, and let us know if you know us why we need a wake-up call, and then we'll let The Rock know.
Max?
You can find me at Twitter at DipDipDipadelphia.
Like it?
That's a long Twitter name. That's most of the characters you get.
That's why nobody retweets me.
It's a sad life for Dipadelphia. That needs a wake-up call.
Harrison, you have any plugs there?
I'm Harrison Hoffman on Twitter.
And you can find me at the Chris Lorenz. And if you know the best episode of any show to watch, specifically the 90 Day Fiancé, it would be greatly appreciated if you could send it to us on Facebook.com/WhoPutThisOn or tweet at us at WhoPutThisOn, or you can email us at WhoPutThisOn@gmail.com.
And one quick comment. If you happen to be The Rock and you're listening to this podcast, we would love to have you on an episode of this to help you promote the Wake Up Call. So, if you happen to be listening, shoot us an email.
Or Fast 7 or your
Or Fast
HBO
7.
show, whatever you want.
Really-
you can promote anything.
We're here to help you.
If you're looking for teams for the next season of The Hero, just saying.
Fair.
All right. See you guys next week.